What's up, Noita community? How's it going, you guys? I know it's been a little bit as usual, taking forever to make content for you guys. But today's video is going to be a little different than our usual. This one is actually showing a seed that somebody recently brought up in my live stream. One of my community members that goes by the alias Defo, he actually brought up an old seed from Noita that was actually back in 2021 and by this community member named Toxin. And what's interesting is that they talk about in this seed that they came across 700 HP in a single greater chest. Well, you know, when Defo brought up this old seed and wanted me to check it out, you know, I didn't get my hopes too high because first off, especially if it's an old seed, Noita's constantly changing, and we're on the beta right now, and there's been changes in the last couple months. Things happen that affect how the RNG and all the past seeds their outcomes. So for example, if they add a new material, that can affect all past seeds and how what materials were in certain flasks. Now, it doesn't mean it will affect everything, but it can. So something from back in 2021 I found to be very unlikely to be anything too crazy, but you know, for the heck of it, I went ahead and pulled the seed up. So the seed number was 169670719, as you can see right there. And the only mod that we have on is this one right here, Seed Changer. So I went ahead, we jumped into a new game. And while I'm making my way over to the greater chest here, after seeing how crazy this seed was, I was actually pretty sad because I realized at one point in time, so I used to, it's kind of an old school way of doing things, but I used to keep these crazy seeds that I came across in Noita. I used to keep them on a sheet of paper, the ones that people in my community would bring up, like, hey, check this seed out. If it really was that crazy, I'd be like, oh, cool, and I would just write it down. Well, you know, over time, there's been so many changes in Noita. Eventually, I just threw that paper away, figuring that, you know, all the information on it was pretty much useless because the seeds were going to be so different now. Well, this this shows me that it was probably a bad idea to throw that away, because this greater chest find was from back in 2021, and the person said, as you saw in the post, talking about getting over 700 HP from a single greater chest. Now, I've only one time ever in my Noita journey ever seen that much HP in a single chest, and that was one that somebody brought to me. I never have found a greater chest like that myself. Well, here we are. This greater chest, now in 2024, when you open it up, it rains down gold, over 1,000 gold. The flasks in it are different than what the person talked about in their post. They talked about seeing ambrosia. I can't remember what all it said, but now there's like vomit flasks and acceleration flasks, and a lot of them, as you can see, a lot of them. But there's also wands. In fact, I counted these on stream. There's over 30 wands in this, which we'll go over that in a moment. But underneath all this, look at my HP right now. We're currently at 100 HP. So I'm going to walk into this pile here. Yes, that is 1,300 HP worth of health ups coming out of a single greater chest, which is freaking insane. I mean, I don't know if other people out there are aware of seeds this crazy. I was not. Nobody's ever brought one up like this to me before, and I'm not sure I'll ever see one like this again. But yeah, that's actually insane. The most I've ever seen, and it's crazy to think that this is from a person's seed that was posted in 2021. So it means that even since they played, it has gotten even crazier. So the reason I want to make this post is not only to get you guys, you know, to post crazy seeds that you find in the comments below so I can check them out, but also if anybody has the spare time to maybe go over some of their old crazy Noita runs they found in the past and see if maybe anything else has happened to them. I'm guessing for the most part, 90% plus of the time, no, because I've revisited a couple of the old seeds that were popular, because you can just like Google them, and there's a couple greater chest seeds that were crazy. For example, I know Fury Forge has like a video on a seed that was really popular for a while, where you could open up a greater chest and it would drop out flasks of monstrous powder, which literally spawn bosses. But now whenever you go into that seed, I think it's like a basic chest that spawns gold. It's nothing exciting. Now remember, I'm on the beta client, which anybody can play on if you're on Steam. But currently the date is January 31st, 2024. So the reason that's important, because there could be a patch that happens tomorrow that changes all this information. You know what I mean? They could push another update to the beta, or they could move the beta content to the main client. So then the main client will also have the same RNG. So a lot of stuff could happen. So just know that the date is crucial whenever you look up information. But anyways, one thing I wanted to point out about this greater chest is that these wands over here, this is part of the change that has happened that's only on the beta, that is not on the main client, in terms of how greater chest loot spawns. So greater chest loot now actually spawns way more of these wands than it did previously. In fact, I'll try to move stuff out of the way, but it's kind of difficult with all these flasks. But let me toss stuff out of the way here. So let's see if I can. So as you can see, I'm just snagging up tons of wands, and these wands are crazy. Because of their X and Y location being identical, their loot is being affected that they drop. They're dropping pretty much the same loot, but there is slight differences. As you can see, this is a shuffle wand, while this is a non-shuffle wand. They have identical stats besides that, and then their spells on it are the same. This is pretty crazy because greater chests in the past, they really didn't drop a lot of wands, but they changed the way the drops work to favor dropping more wands. Not only do they drop more wands now than ever, but they actually can drop tier 10 wands. Tier 10 wands previously were only able to be dropped, or basically the only tier 10 drop in a regular run was one of, so when you kill Tiny, it's one of the bosses in Noita, it drops 2 wands. Only one of them is a tier 10 wand. Usually you can tell which one it is because it'll have like the rare spells in the game on it. It kind of stands out. But that was the only way you could get a tier 10 wand in a regular Noita run. Now that's no longer the case. Greater chests can drop them. Not that any of these are tier 10 wands, but they're eligible to drop them. And when they do drop them, you may see potentially many tier 10 wands, depending on, I mean, because there's no limit to how many wands can drop out of a greater chest. Now, obviously, RNG is a huge factor, so the fact that you open a greater chest and it drops 0 of them, that's nothing crazy, but also it could drop 20 of them if you end up finding some super rare seed. It is now possible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm not going to show you all of them. There was about 30 wands here whenever we checked it on stream. I just thought this was a crazy seed and something worth pointing out. And, you know, hopefully if you guys come across a crazy seed that you want to share, please comment it below in this video. And also make sure you write what makes it crazy. So for example, if it's a greater chest, make sure you say like the greater chest in the jungle drops, you know, blank. And because otherwise, if you just say the seed number, there's too many possibilities. Most likely nobody will ever visit it because it's too vague of a comment. They need to know where to look. And even then, if this video is watched in the future, that was the reason I wanted to bring up the fact that this comment here, like I showed on screen, was from 2021. Well, somebody may be watching this video 2 years from now, and normally, like me, up until I was shown the seed, you would think, oh, they're all old, they're pointless to look at. Turns out there can be some of these old seeds can be even crazier than ever now. Most of them, like I said, you know, don't expect much, because I went through a couple of seeds. Because after this happened, I went through some old seeds being like, hold up now. But, you know, nothing crazy. This is the only one I've seen actually get crazier. But again, my old list that I had all my favorite crazy Noita seeds, I threw that list away because I thought it was pointless. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll have some more Noita coming, more Noita content coming up for you guys soon. Nothing too crazy right now going on in the Noita scene. Basically, I mean, there's been some speedrunning action. Yolk is basically a god tier speedrunner, has now 5 world records in the Noita speedrunning community, has basically overtaken the speedrunning boards. I'm trying to think if there's anything else significant maybe for you YouTube peeps that don't check the Noita community regularly, something significant. There hasn't really been any crazy updates. There has been Noita beta updates, but they've mainly been like bug fixing and just a lot of little stuff, nothing huge. Now, again, it's a lot of little stuff over like a 9-month period, so it kind of adds up. But the last Noita beta patch was done like just about a week ago, so it really hasn't been that long. The devs are, or at least one of the devs is still around poking at the code. So I'm not going to do any more, new content updates until I see something that's actually, very significant enough to talk about. But besides that, it's mainly the Noita community is just waiting around to see all that beta content get pushed over to the main client, because you got to remember that main client is missing like 9 months worth of content, some really exciting mechanics for you guys. And I even got so excited many months ago making a video talking about potion mixing and how I hope that's here to stay. That still is on the beta, but that still hasn't been pushed to the main client. So we just got to keep waiting. Who knows when the devs will be in the mood to update the main client. But for now, the beta patch life is good. The Noita life is good. I still stream it regularly. I'm playing a little bit of Hades on the side. Been checking out Hades. It's in fact, I'm going to be playing it later today. But yeah, besides that, life is good. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. And, hopefully I'll see you guys soon in another video. Deuces.